A conic section is the intersection of a plane and a cone. A circle is the locus of all points a constant distance from a point and forming a circumference. The main characteristics are a center, that is a point inside the circle represented by h, k, a radius, that is the distance from the center to any point of the circle, a diameter, that is the distance across the circle, and a circumference, that is the distance around the circle. The first application we can see of the circle in real life is when a satellite travels in an orbit around the Earth. The satellite needs to travel at a certain orbiting radius and a period to maintain its orbit. Circular Earth orbits have a radius of 42,162 kilometers. All Earth orbits, whether circular or elliptical, have the same semi-major axis.
A satellite orbit circles the Earth above the equator from west to east at a height of 36,000 kilometers. As it follows the Earth's rotation, which takes 23 hours with 56 minutes and 4 seconds, satellites in the geo-orbit appear to be stationary over a fixed position. Their speed is about 3 kilometers per second. Orbital inclination is the angle between the plane of an orbit and the equator. An orbital inclination of 0 degrees is directly above the equator, 90 degrees crosses right above the pole, and 180 degrees orbits above the equator in the opposite directions of Earth's spin.
A centrifuge is equipment generally driven by an electric motor that puts an object to rotate around a fixed axis, and a perpendicular force is applied to the axis that makes particles get separated according to their size and shape. Centrifugation typically specifies the amount of acceleration to be applied to the sample, rather than specifying a rotational speed such as revolutions per minute. This distinction is important because two rotors with different diameters running at the same rotational speed will subject samples to different accelerations, and circular motion is applied by a movement of the object along the circumference of the circle.
In medical laboratories, centrifuge is used to separate serum, which is a blood plasma that not contains fibrinogen, from blood samples. In chemical laboratories, they are used to take out solid parts of an emulsion from its liquid parts. Talking about space engineering, the centrifuge are used by the NASA to expose astronauts to have higher forces, and in the Earth's gravity, the centrifugation makes the dense liquid more strongly.
After reviewing these examples and many others, such as more obvious applications like the television antenna, we can conclude that the use of the circumference and knowing what its properties and behavior are is very useful for life, but much more useful for science. Technological advances and a more specific use of the circle and the circumference in many areas of medicine, architecture, engineering, and even space all around the world has allowed to make a technological breakthrough.